Hey guys, Tyrup here bringing you some more Warcraft 3 action. Playing today, spawning in the south we have Happy playing as Undead, going for the Death Knight first. And from the north we have Soin playing as Orc, who's going for the Farseer. Map is Tidehunters. And this one just a regular ladder game. So this is a fast tech actually. Slow Headhunters. Coming into the base to do some harass. We've got the tower upgrading, but not even halfway complete at the moment.
A player's forces are under
left
attack.
behind. Death Knight coming back. Trying to make this safe. Definitely going to slow down the mining progress of Happy. And the wolves continuing to be very annoying. One of the acolytes actually getting very low there. Did have a spear acolyte though, the one that he's using for scouting. Spins the coil there to seal the final creep. Good bit of blocking here. Oh, really good blocking. He's got enough mana for the coil. Hasn't spent it though. And doesn't look like he's going to have to with the healing from the blight. Trying to avoid giving any extra experience to the Death Knight here. 4 XP off the level up. Looks like Happy going to continue the creeping though, a little bit risky. Gets a level up, got the Headhunters starting to come through now. Tick nearly completed. Oh, there goes one goal. There's a trapper over here as well, and catches a wolf. Oh, deny on the acolyte. Wow.
Forces are under attack.
Death Knight chopping away at the Headhunter out the back there. Ghouls going toe to toe with the wolves. Headhunter actually getting quite low. Maybe could get within coil range here with another right click from the Death Knight, but some really strong blocking there by Soin. Incredible stuff. Death Knight trying to do a wrap around. He's pretty fast thanks to that aura now. Spins the coil so he doesn't have to take any more damage from all these attacks. Understandable.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ghouls coming back in to try to finish off this camp. Meanwhile, Soin peeling off to do a tiny bit of creeping himself. It's the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength. Going to be a nice item there for the Tauren Chieftain who's coming through now. And we've got the Bestiary in production. Graveyard coming up now for Happy, who's just about to complete his tech. Was a little bit on the slow side, thanks to that harass. Ghouls in the corner creeping up quite cleanly. Peeling off the low health ghouls early actually. And managing to finish the creep before Farseer can get in there. Hoping that the Huntsman's going to snare one of the wolves. Doesn't happen.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh man, I thought for a second it was the ghouls they're devouring. Not the case. Ghoul in a little bit of trouble. Throws a coil at the wolf. Wow. Was not expecting that. Resummon on the wolves again. And there we go, just about there with the Death Knight on level 3. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain hitting level 2, doing a bit of creeping out the back. The Lich in the mix now, so the Farseer's got to be very careful. He gets him way too close. Happy though, a little bit slow on the Nova. I think there was a pretty clean opportunity there for him to Nova surround. But I guess he wasn't paying attention, just like Soin. There you go. Spends the Nova to try speed up this knoll camp.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, so it's a fast tech from Happy. Delayed the slaughterhouse. So we could tech up immediately. Tidehunters up in the north now. Tier 3 tech coming in for Soin as well. Wow, Happy going for the red camp. One of the easier red camps for sure, but still could be a bit of a struggle. We got the Orc army coming in hot. It's Book of the Dead. And that's going to be a town portal out. I'm going to lose one ghoul in the process. I don't know if that was worth a town portal. Bit of a risky camp there. All that slow coming in from these snare casters. Kind of tricky to disengage from that cleanly.
A player's forces are under attack.
And I imagine Happy doesn't really want to fight until he's got that orb of corruption going. Waiting for that power spike. Yeah, the Book of the Dead, pretty good. Nothing to dispel it, so sure it can get stomped by the Tauren Chieftain, but should be pretty effective. Okay, Belt of Giant Strength. Death Knight pretty tanky between the rings of protection, all this extra strength.
Forces are under attack.
Aggressor creeping here by Soin. Stealing away a few camps for Happy side of the map. Looks like he's going to go for the shop next. He saved up a decent chunk of gold. Death Knight staying off to the side, so a bit of solo experience here for the Lich. Lich is going to buy a Invul potion, no surprises there. Let's see, Sentry Ward now as well, nice position right on top of the shop. And picks up a Dark Ranger third. I was wondering why Happy was banking so many resources, but now it makes sense. Pick up the third hero. Moving into silence first. Safest option in case you run into the Orc army. Gonna have that silence on hand for the Tauren Chieftain. Now we've got the Shadowhunter back the other way for Soin. Tidehunters 1 damage upgrade.
A player's forces are under attack.
And nothing yet on the Fiends. Nothing upgrading at the graveyard either. So I'm guessing for Soin, he's going to try go for a tiny Great Hall, maybe in this position. Do have a Sentry Ward down there though, so be aware of that.
Players' forces are under attack.
Ooh, wow. Pipe of Insight. I know that it's not as strong as it used to be with a slightly reduced regen rate on mana for the item these days, but still a game winner for Undead. It's going to make things very difficult for Soin. He's getting some solo experience to the Shadowhunter up to level 3. He's got a nice item there, Rune Braces as well. Making that Shadowhunter a little bit tankier. Looks like he's going to switch things around though. Put it onto Tauren Chieftain who switches. Well, he is like maximum tanking this now. Going to be very hard to focus down. Does leave the Shadowhunter quite vulnerable though. Put an overcoil.
A player's forces
see you later for Shadowhunter. No survivability items at all. No Invul Potion, no Heal Scroll. Someone's going to have to be very careful with the positioning. Happy maybe looking to attack. That Lich is pretty stacked up. Double Claws as well as the Gloves of Haste. And he's looking to attack. Someone's already gone into low upkeep. So it's going to be a 60v60 fight here. Okay, Invul Potion immediately to start things off. Berserker's popping Berserk, doing a good chunk of damage. A couple raiders down, but most of the ghouls dead as well. There they all go. Now picking off a Fiend, but the Invul Potion wearing off. Dark Ranger getting a little bit low. Silence again, but the army of Happy looking a little bit weak. Good time focus fire. Oh boy! Deathknight in some big trouble. He did have the greater healing potion though, he's still alive. Continuing on the offensive. TC completely out of mana. So is the Shadowhunter, so it makes it a bit safer for Happy. But it looks like he's going to disengage nonetheless. Behind after that fight by 7 food. But, you know, if he can come back in and attack in a relatively short time frame before these units have time to regen their mana from the Clarity Potions, that would be pretty strong. Instead, it looks like he's going to be content with taking shop control and then trying to go for some creeping, but there's just no creeps left that he probably should expect. So nothing to do but fight at this stage. Ooh, look at that. 3 damage upgrades on the Berserkers. As well as the Kodo Beast Aura. They are doing crazy damage. So I'm starting to push above 60 food now. He did build that extra burrow. Regening the mana up with the clarities. This is what I was worried about. Happy pretty high on mana now himself. One of his statues though out of juice. Unsummoning his altar. Popping down another Ziggurat himself. Got another Fiend joining in. Got an Interceptor perhaps. He's got 1 damage upgrade now, Happy. Got a couple of these destroyers, but I mean, how useful are these destroyers really? What's he got to soak up with them? Only the wolves, right?
The player's forces are under attack.
Okay, we've got a extra Death Knight. Gonna soak up a little bit of damage off the auto attacks. A lot of damage off the auto attacks. Pretty good stomp there. Death Knight taking the focus fire. He does have the Invul Potion though. Activating it quite late. Time focus fire onto the Tauren Chieftain, but thanks to all those survivability items, he's still alive. Chain Lightning rattling through there. Speed Scroll keeping things safe for Soin. Neither player really losing much. I don't think Soin lost anything. We're going to get a unit or 2 picked off here though. Pretty strong Nova. Staying in these fights so strong thanks to the Brilliance Aura. Happy though, down by 10 food at this stage. Still got a Invul Potion though on the Death Knight. He has had very strong shop control. Has been working in his favour. Tauren Chieftain just about back up to full again now though. Happy checking for an expansion, not there. So I'm coming in 14 food hit. And focus fire onto the TC. Oh, the Lich is in some trouble. Nearly going down just in time. Gets that Invul Potion off. The focus fire from the Berserkers is out of control though. Good soaking of the damage by the illusions though. That definitely helped Happy out a lot during that last 20 seconds or so. This Berserker's spitting out crazy DPS. Now Soin only hit by 7 food. Happy has closed the gap somewhat. Looks like Happy maybe try to force a bit of a fight into the choke point. Those berserkers, they are ranged, but they're not super long range. Could limit how many of them can actually attack if you can force the fight into this little choke point. That's what he's trying to do here. So I'm trying to, you know, spread out, come off to the sides. Oh, he comes off and he manages to pick an invul potion for the first time. Well, I suppose he did have the large invul thanks to the creeping earlier, but this is the first one he's purchased from the shop, I believe. No upgrades coming through on the graveyard. Up to 2 attack upgrades now, though. Happy. We'll see a armor upgrade maybe on these berserkers next. 3k left in the gold mines for these players. Happy checking for the expansion. Not happening. Oh, maybe you can force the fight on the choke again. So I'm not falling for it though. Oh, not quite enough with that Nova Coil. Berserk ended up surviving. Hex, quite a lot of damage onto the Dark Ranger. Going in there, well-timed silence. The invul and the Dark Ranger goes down. Coil couldn't come off cooldown fast enough. Another big stomp buyback on the Dark Ranger. Interesting. Not looking good though. Happy getting picked apart. DPS from these headhunters out of control. There's a unit after unit right now. Another good stomp. Oh man, look at that focus fire. Fiend down. You get Nova. Dark Ranger in trouble again. Oh, the chain lightning, and she goes down again. The berserkers popping berserker again. So much damage. And Chieftain able to get out of there. Got a statue going down.
A player's forces are under attack.
A speed scroll activation. Trying to get away there. And look at that food count differential. Happy now in no upkeep. So on 20 food ahead. Okay, just to pick off a raider though, coming in from the rally point. We've got some long range mining coming in for Soin. Knowing that the clock is starting to wind down and he has enough lumber to sustain for a while. Good time to get some extra gold. Happy not even staying in no upkeep as well. It's back up to 52, expecting to lose a fiend in short order, I guess. That's not wrong. There we go, Berserk activated. Oof, so much damage. Window open. Noise coming in there from outside. Look at these 2 destroyers. They're hanging on by a thread. Lich also quite low. Death Knight just out of mana. Both of the statues also out of mana, so slow going at the moment. Gets a kill with the Nova there though. Gets the level up. Not particularly close to level 5 though, which would be quite nice on the Lich. Oh, finds a moment of weakness. The Shadow Hunter going off to the shop. Got a Great Hall underway up there. Maybe coming back to the shop. Maybe going to pick up an invul then. He's been good about scouting so far on the expansions. Let's see if he's going to spot this one in time. The question is, does Happy try and squeeze out an expansion now himself? Could be a reasonable timing for it. Haven't really seen Soin like scouting with these wolves at all, so could actually get it going. Three destroyers, by the way, for Happy. Guess he morphed one of the statues that had almost 0 mana. Checking the shop, but not going to be able to get the invul. Happy's already got it. Got a mana potion there on the Shadow Hunter as well. Checks the expansion, but hasn't checked up here. About 2/3 complete now. Going for the marketplace. Seeing if there's anything good in there. Alright. Happy with a good number of statues on the ground at the moment. Down by 10 food. Someone hasn't pushed above 71. Hasn't produced any extra burrows for that. So his army is still roughly the same size. Just trying to use those resources to get this expansion going. Oh, he's finally getting a armor upgrade now. I think that's a good choice. And, you know, if he gets this expansion up, he will have 10 extra food to work with, or 11 food, actually. Now that these give 11 food. So that will allow him to push up to 80. Yep, he's still at only 2 damage upgrades himself. So he doesn't need to engage right now, he's just posturing. He's got his expansion up and running. And start pumping out the units now. He's got another raid, another berserker in progress. Happy bringing in his ghouls here for a bit of extra firepower. He's bringing in the acolytes now as well. The main mine is dry. And Happy hasn't scouted up here for so long. The expansion is running. And I don't think he has any idea. I'll come around the corner here. Okay, we're going to find in this little choke point. I think this is a bad position for Soin. Quick to disengage. A lot of damage onto the TC to start things off though. And he finds the expansion. Soin going to have to come around the long way. Going to lose all of his peons here.
A player's forces are under attack.
Up to 80 food now. He's gone town portal in. Here we go. Decent ensnare there. I think there's enough room for Soin to engage. He's got awkward positioning with the Tauren Chieftain though. Can't get in there for the big stomp. And he just got the big level up. Level 5 Tauren Chieftain. He's allowing a couple units to get picked off here. Just getting in there. Stomp on the acolytes just to slow things down a bit. Pretty good Nova. TC on the run with that high level silence running. Now looking to get back involved. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Not good for the Tauren Chieftain. But look, the damage from the Berserker is just too strong out the back. And TC just kind of acting as a bit of a diversion here. Threatening to come in, but doesn't really need to. The army of Soin so strong. Oh, but another big silence on the Tauren Chieftain. It's starting to get a little bit low now. Might have to use his heal potion. Trying to avoid doing so. Happy just slowly but surely losing his army though. This gold mine's still getting that those resources in. Here he goes. No, again he hits the frost armor, gets slowed down on that Tauren Chieftain. And he's leaving the expansion alone.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's gonna let Happy just kill it. It's gonna come by the shop here, maybe pick up an invul potion. Okay. I feel like he could just have won that fight. Just fully disrespected Happy's army, but alright. Oh, he's coming in with the invis potion this time. Wonder if Happy's going to sense something's up because there's no aura on the Orc army right now. Peons trying to run away. Avoid getting picked off by the Undead army here. Use them to start up some long-range mining again. Tauren Chieftain coming in from this side. Could be very effective with the big stomp here. Oh, there it is, the entire army, but not much surface area for the Berserkers. They run forwards, Focus fire onto the Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter in some big trouble. He's silenced out the back. Shadowhunter going to go down. Another big stomp. Going to take down the last two fiends. Now focus fire onto the Dark Ranger, who gets to level up. A lot of experience from that. Good silence on the TC again. TC can pop the invul if he needs to, though, to break free of that silence. He's sustaining for the moment. There he goes.
A player's forces are under attack.
Stomp. Undead Hero is still pretty healthy. Wolfman pops an invul himself. Torrent Chieftain starting to get a little bit low. So does the Farseer without the sustain from the Shadowhunter. Things are falling apart here for Soin. Really strong silences from Happy. Here we go. The Berserker's charging ahead. Raider gets picked off though. Just the Torrent Chieftain left, but Soin can't really fight. Torrent Chieftain a little bit too low. Another Nova, another coil, and the TC's dead. 15 food ahead here, but doesn't really matter too much for Soin. The hero's just too strong for Happy at this stage. Happy on the warpath, continuing to push forwards. Soin doesn't even have enough gold to buy a salve at the moment, and he's just slowly losing his berserkers. There we go, Nova onto the TC, the coil, not quite enough to kill, but enough to bring him to close to zero. Has to stay out of the fight. Berserkers doing their best, but it's just free experience for the Undead Heroes. Oh, well, there was a very strong fight right at the end there. It seemed like Soin might have the GG. You know, he's got the Invis Torn Chieftain monster stomp catching almost the entire Undead army, but Shadowhunter out of position, gets silenced, gets focused with the Nova Coil, down he goes, and from there, Soin tumbling. Oh man, I felt like Soin had that fight when he was at his expansion, just need to stay in there, but instead he disengaged, went to the shop, picked up the invul potion, let his expansion die, and from there it was just not very good. Felt like he had the opportunity to win that. But, you know, the longer that fighting went, the more to the advantage it was for Happy. You know, he had the extra mana regen from the Brilliance Aura. And that allowed him to just continue with the silence, the Novas, the coils throughout that entire fight. Ordinarily, Undead might run out of mana, but not with the Aura. I mean, it both impacts the heroes and the statues, gives the statues so much more sustain as well. Oh well, GG, well played by Happy. Just shows how strong Undead is with that Brilliance Aura. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. Thanks for tuning in to some more Warcraft 3 action. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.